Okay, I think we are ready to get started. Let me start my video. Hi, guys, and welcome to our DTCA Wine Ambassador Hour. We're super excited to get going on this. We have a bunch of fun things happening today, so stay tuned towards the end as well, because we'll update you guys on all the events and different dates for the rest of the year. So, but for right now, I want to introduce you to an amazing lady. Her name is Jacqueline, and she is an MSI here. She's one of our top leaders here. And she came in with this ability just to work and get things done. She's such a professional, lovely lady. She's got so much going for her. I love her. Her personality is just amazing. She's this wonderful, wonderful professional as well. And then she's just such an amazing leader and kind and sharing. And she's always willing to step in. I just love sharing this hour with her. We have similar backgrounds and similar ideas. And so I just really get excited to share and be a part of her life as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Jackie, if you can take it away. Jackie, I think you're muted. You can unmute.
You mean I got to do all that again? Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, August 26th, and I absolutely love this hour. This is what I like to call the Saturday morning brunch hour. And what we have here for you today, if this is your first time joining in, sit back and enjoy. You're gonna learn about some wonderful recipes and how we pair them with our great wines from Napa and Sonoma Valley. Every week we are here at the same time, same channel. And so this week I have the great pleasure of announcing two dear friends of mine. They just live down the road from me a little bit in South Texas. It is going to be Bill and Laurie Houlihan this morning, and they have a treat for you, and they have a wonderful wine that they're going to pair that recipe with. A little bit later, I will be putting their recipe in the chat, so be sure to take that down. They wrote a wonderful page. So without further ado, Laurie and Bill, take it away.
Okay, can you hear us?
Absolutely. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, it's back to school time now. And coinciding with that, football is a big thing. We got Cowboy fans, we got Bear fans, we got all kinds of fans.
Come on, man. We got Aints fans. Come on.
Yeah, but today what I like to talk about is an ethnic food that the Finnish people are famous for. And you know what? Finland is a country that you don't really hear much about. People are, you hear about the Norwegians and the Swedes and Swedish bakeries, and the Norwegians are good for fish. But the other Scandinavian country is Finland. And of course, I am Irish. Houlihan's an Irish name, but my dad married a Finnish German girl. And anyway, my maternal grandfather, his parents came over from Finland, and a lot of the Finns settled in northern or upper Michigan. There were copper mines there, and the food that we're going to be talking about are pasties. And pasties are kind of like a calzone, almost like a chicken pot pie, beef pot pie, but it was something that, people from overseas brought over, when they came here in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And my grandfather worked in the copper mines. His father was actually, he passed away while working. So anyway, but the Finnish men that worked in the copper, they ate a dish called pasties. And what they did, why they liked them, is up there it's kind of cold. And I asked my grandfather once, I said, well, what was Upper Michigan like? And he said, well, he said, you had 11 months of winter and 1 month of very poor sledding. So, so he was kind of a comical guy, but one of his requirements when him and my grandmother got married, he asked her, you know how to make pasty? And she said, I'm German, I have no idea what a pasty is. So his mother gave her the recipe, and this is kind of what they look like. And they look like kind of like a
Can you
hot
see it?
pocket or chicken
Yeah,
pot
it
pie.
looks delicious.
It is. But anyway, with us going back to school and with brain food, this is really a good time for something like this. I'm noticing on Facebook, we came from Chicago, from the Midwest. And actually, that's how my mother's side came from Michigan during the Great Depression, ended up in Chicago. And then, you know, my dad found a German Finnish girl, and that here we are. But anyway, this was like a dish that my grandmother made for my grandfather. It was something they had more in the winter time when the weather was cool. And, you know, right about now with people going to football games and tailgate parties, and this is a good dish. Everybody's always cooking brats and Italian sausages, and I love all those too. But this is a dish that not everybody knows about, but it's really good because you know, it's something you can make. It keeps warm for a while. Back in the days of the copper mines in Michigan, the men would keep the pasties in the overalls. It would keep them warm, and they would keep it warm, and that's what they would do. So,
I have never heard of that. I never have heard of that.
yeah,
It's very
yeah.
interesting to me.
So, and you know,
You've heard of a calzone?
Oh, baby, I know what a calzone
Okay,
is, baby.
this is a
I don't
Finnish,
know what
in
a
my
pasty
mind.
is, so.
This, in my mind, this is a Finnish version of a
Yeah.
calzone.
so one of my favorite personal stories, you know, we were a big football family, and we took a bus trip to a Notre Dame, Michigan football game, and that was kind of a rivalry. But on the bus trip, you know, this was before chicken wings and chicken strips and that. This was a bus trip. Most people were bringing out, on the way to the game, they were having bologna sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly. Well, my mom had heated up some of these, and I'm like opening it up, and it's like the aroma just wafted through the bus. And people are like, hey, what the heck is that? You know, and everybody's like getting out of their seats and they're looking at these things, and they're like, we want the recipe. So anyway, Charlotte said, hey, would you guys get on here? And we're like, yeah, what are we gonna do? Because we've done just about everything that we eat here. And I said, well, pasties. And there was only one problem, is what kind of wine would you pair for a pasty? And so I'm Googling and everything, and believe it or not, we have the answer.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Very famous now.
and you know what? And I'm like, yeah, because this is one of my favorites. And so it's like, okay, so we're all set. We got the wine. Now we have to make the pasty.
Well,
That's
obviously,
awesome.
we made the pasties ahead of time, but and so when you put my site, you know, my page on, it's all, you know, written out. It is a big recipe. They freeze really well. His mom, I looked all over and I could not find the pasty recipe that she used. I know I got it somewhere, but I have a feeling it's still in a box in the garage.
We're telling
Yeah.
ourselves.
But so I put as close to I could find on the internet, did a little bit of changing. And so the basic crust is very, very similar to a pie crust, a little bit different when you see the recipe. But and so it's not the healthiest thing in the world, but I use nothing but Crisco on any kind of pie crust. It's got to be Crisco. I use a very high quality flour. I don't use anything but either
I
organic
guess I
or
better start
unbleached.
counting the little calories, not the big calories when you. eat
Right,
it.
right. And then I'm pink Himalaya salt fanatic. I sea salt's good. I don't use regular table salt at all. So the recipe, that's kind of what the crust is. And of course you mix that up. And then the inside is all of the vegetables, and you kind of choose what you want. His mom loved parsnips. She and grandma would put parsnips in it. And so the recipe called for rutabagas. We actually on ours did parsnips. I am not a big parsnip fan.
Neither am I.
Yeah, but we tried to stay original to his mom's recipe is good. And he says it's very, very close, but you want to cut everything up really small, mix it all up. And then of course you roll out your dough, you fill it in and you fold it over, as you can tell, you know, by the picture here, you fold it over just kind of like a calzone. He gives me a hard time about it because I'm not Italian, but I ate more Italian stuff than I did Finnish and German. So.
And the Irish, they're only good for potatoes, right?
Yeah. So I would recommend, like for school and for kids and things, to make sure you put their vegetables that they prefer in it. It is rather dry. It is not like a chicken pot pie with the gravy in it. It's pretty dry. So some people do make a gravy to put over the top, but for traveling, for a quick lunch, whatever, I would make them smaller. And then they heat up really well. Put them in aluminum foil to hold the heat if you're traveling somewhere. And then you just open it up and eat it, you know, right out of the aluminum foil or whatever it is you wrap it up in. But they travel great because they are not all juicy inside. As when he
A lot of
cuts it
people
open.
use ketchup with them,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
Yeah, ketchup is probably more popular than gravy.
But we're
So
gonna use wine with ours this morning. I
yes. Okay, you wanna cut it and
I will, I can cut it.
hope. And based on what you have in there, you know, it looks like you have potatoes and beef and pork and chicken and onions and
Yeah.
garlic powder and pepper and all that.
Yeah.
That should pair very well with the
Yes.
that looks
And
absolutely
that's-
phenomenal.
yeah. And that shows how dry it really is. And so it's easy to pick up and eat it kind of like a sandwich.
So I'm a fall person. Someone famous that you all know was born in the month of October, especially on the 17th. And I can give you my email if you want. And get started. But anyway, you know, this is the time.
Dress
of
really,
year
you might send you a birthday card.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. This is the time of year for tailgate parties. You know what? Just around the corner is the holidays. So this all coincides with Brain Food Academy. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Did you
What
want
better
ketchup
snack
or-
for your child while they're learning?
That's right. And of course, you know, I thought I'd have a problem drinking wine at 11 a.m.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell
And I
no.
was starting to get a little worried because it was taking a while for us to get on, and he's over here sipping and sipping and sipping and.
You have a good
So it's like, so I'm enjoying myself. So anyway, I'm
yeah,
going
too.
to,
Did you want
no,
ketchup
I'm
or
I'm
no?
good.
Did you-
I'm gonna try it dry.
Yeah, because
Just
that's
to let you
usually
know.
what you.
Oh, God, that looks so good. And I haven't had breakfast
My
either.
grandma's recipe. Ooh,
Is it good?
yeah. good and it's different.
Yeah.
More, you can taste the vegetable more.
Hmm.
You really can. The wine. I can taste the potatoes. And the carrots. I'm tasting carrots.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, it's real good.
That's
He
all
was
I-
so excited that I was making these pasties because he's been begging me to make them for a long time and I just put it off. And so,
I think my grandmother passed away in 1988, so that's about how long it's been since I've had it. But,
Wow.
so anyway,
so it is like, it's just so versatile. And the recipe does make a lot. So if for your first time, if you're a little unsure, I would just cut everything in half, especially if you have a smaller family, but they freeze really good, surprisingly well. So,
and they don't pick up.
yeah, well, you wrap them good, but
Let's see what
it is,
Mr. Roy and Tanya have to add to all this. I see them
Yeah.
anxiously awaiting. Roy's like got his face in the screen.
Yeah. You guys,
Sorry.
Tanya's got this spread over here and she's not letting me eat it until we do this. And it's like,
Also though, Bill and Lori, those look delicious.
yeah, I want those.
They're awesome.
You guys are coming in October, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna be there.
yeah,
Awesome.
All right.
We
So,
got
already
flights
got our
and-
tickets, everything.
But do they travel with?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're bragging about you. We're gonna have to bring a cooler of them. What's
I
the
know.
carry on? It's a
We'll
cooler.
go through TSA and they're gonna be like, hey, this is gonna stay back. So, for those of you who are looking for a great business opportunity, this is it. And we really look forward to our time for I still call it wine and dine, but
yeah.
Yeah.
the pairing
Yeah,
on Saturday and then once a month on Thursday. It's really a fun group, so. anyway.
Well, thank you all so much. That was a great treat. And you really do need to figure out how to get those to Florida. I mean, it's only an hour flight. But Roy, do you have anything to add to that in terms of how you think that pair would go, or Tanya?
Well,
It had rutabaga in it. Is that right, you guys? Did you
Well,
say-
Yeah,
ours we actually made with the
Parsnip.
parsnips instead of
Parsnips.
because that's what his grandma always used.
Oh, wow, that's a nice hearty root vegetable. That would be great with the.
yeah. It also,
yeah, so that's what I would do.
it mentioned Chardonnay is
Mhm.
another wine.
Oh,
that we
that's
could
for
pair with.
tasting with it, yeah.
Yeah,
I-
so,
I call it, well, you got the dual tasting, because every food is going to taste different with the wines, but you can do a contrast, a white and a red anyway. So Chardonnay and offsetting a Pinot Noir is not, that's a very common one to do. Also, the Sauv Blanc, that Sauv Blanc is, so you guys are going to notice we were upping our Sauv Blancs for a reason, and we did for the last couple of years. Sauv Blanc is literally the Pinot Noir of whites.
Yeah,
Meaning you don't know what to do and you want a white wine, Sauv Blanc it, because it just opens up a lot of flavonoids. It's not overbearing in any one aspect, so it is very versatile, like a Pinot Noir. Like Merlot's got some meat, right? So you can't put it with everything, but that Chardonnay would probably be really good with it. I'll also put like whatever sauce you're using, so you guys have ketchup. The sauce is going to change that too.
yeah, the taste of the wine for sure. But I would have gone Pinot Noir as well. So I think that was a good choice.
Great call. That's what I would have done as well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so very much. We really
Thank you.
enjoyed having you this morning, and we'll see you in Orlando in a couple of months.
yeah, looking forward to it.
It's
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, yeah,
Love you
Thanks,
guys.
I posted their page. Be sure to check that out. That page is really written from the heart, guys. That is a wonderful recipe that's been passed down through their grandparents and everything. And you can tell when they wrote it, it's heartfelt. Not to mention it sounds absolutely delicious, and finished off with one of our wines. I mean, what else do I got to say about that? So
Yeah.
I'm going to turn this over to Roy and Tanya and let them finish us out for the hour. So do you have something to pair, Roy? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Tany's been teasing me all
I
morning.
have stuff ready to go, so we'll get it going. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much. But yeah, just you guys, real quick. I think I should share their page. You guys, so Jackie shared their link, but I really love reading. Like I love seeing.
Yeah.
I do. One second. Let me find it. I love seeing the pages because I really love you guys. This is where it all started for us, right? So it's like I love seeing this kind of stuff and seeing the pages that people write.
Sure.
Let me share my page. Here we. I see it. There we go. There we go. So this is their page. And again, you guys, I really love sharing the pages as well, because like this is where we all started. If you're new here, this is the bread and butter. This is what we did. This is what we start with our blog. And so this is their page and their story. And I love that they included the childhood memories here, why they have that particular kind of pastry. And then here's their recipe. I love seeing the Google AdSense stuff going on over there. So yeah, I love it. It's just fabulous. And then here's their beautiful picture with our wine. Yeah, that bottle is gorgeous, if I do say so myself. So yeah, I'm a fan. But anyway, I'm just going to share with you guys a couple other things that we have going on. So
You email me that link real quick.
yeah,
Hold on, do it right this second.
which one?
Their page.
Bill and Lori's page. Okay.
Yeah. I need on my computer. I'm gonna blast that out to everybody.
1 second. Rory needs this link. It's also always in this, and you're in this.
I know. But if you do that with it, I know I do it.
Yeah, I just shut down everything so I could. 1 second, guys. He's he distracted me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now we can go back to our training. Okay.
Back to you guys.
So, okay, guys, what do we have? So once a month we have it. It's like a wine and dine. I call it family dinner, wine and dine, whatever we want to do. We have once a month. We have an event, and I had it all paired up for farmers market themed for the month of August, and then I was last minute I was unable to attend. So we actually went to the farmers market. We bought things that are all specifically made in the state that we're in. So as we're traveling, you guys might get different things, and we are currently in Utah for another couple of weeks. And so here, Utah, I don't know if you guys know anything about Utah, but let me just help you out a little bit. It's my adopted state for the last, 28 years or something. So Utah is known for that. They have cheese. They have a big, huge milking area for cows up north, northern Utah. And then we're also known for our honey. We have a lot of honeybees, a lot of different ones, and the honey in Utah is absolutely amazing. So when we went to the farmers market with that in mind, we ended up getting some of this amazing, what is this one? This one is mountain wildflower honey. So we have some honey here. It's just, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just so good. I haven't tried this particular one yet.
And just keep in mind, honey is one of those foods that these bad companies, and I know I have another word to use, but I'll say bad, BAD. They literally, make the honey, they dilute it, they feed sugar water to the bees to speed the production up and not make the quality of honey. This is the real honey. So I mean, yeah, it's pricey, but when you taste it, it's so different and unique. And this is something that I don't know if people understand, but the real true foods, like bees make honey, only bees can make honey.
Yeah. Only
Only bees can make honey, and I'll say it that way. But the honey that when it's made with like the flower and the pollen the right way, it has distinct flavonoids. Like the honey actually has different flavors than other honey, like based on the flower.
Yeah.
And this, in contrast with the wine, is so remarkable. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to talk a little bit about the honey. If you guys look at the label, this one is 100% pure honey. But not only that, it says it was cold pressed. And then it's a micro local, and it just says all fresh, all natural. And the bees are put in a field of mountain wildflowers up in Park City. So this is actual real, like
Yeah.
real honey.
And
So we have that. I'm just going to introduce what we have. We also have some, I can't really share, but we have a bunch of like different cheese curds here that we just picked up some cheese curds. They have some really good cheddar cheese. What else do they have? They have sharp, all different kinds of cheddar.
well, all the different
And
cheddars.
they have, I think they have Swiss as well that they have. But anyway, we have several different cheeses there as well. And then also Utah has huge trees with apricots, peaches, apples, plums. We have that huge, that like later summer fruit. So we have a lot of that. So we have some different jellies and things that we have as well. So those are different things that we're going to taste really quickly with, well, try to be quick with our wines. And I'll show you this. And then also, while we were at the farmer's market, we saw these beautiful handmade chocolates. And these are local, Utah local as well. These are dark chocolates, which my husband doesn't eat anything else. But this one is almond and sea salt. And then this one I thought was unique, so I picked it up, but it had pumpkin seeds and dried strawberries on there. So I thought that was just a unique twist.
And this is the real chocolate, guys. This is
It's
this
the-
isn't your Hershey's or wax added. These aren't, now that they're opened, well, they're not going to last long anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm going to be eating this today, and we're going to have with the wine. But the thing is when you go to local areas, chocolate, we're starting to really adapt the cacao, out there and really making proper chocolate. And I say I see it everywhere we travel. And there's some amazing chocolatiers that are popping up where you can go do chocolate tasting and everything else. And I'm actually going to demonstrate some chocolate tasting as we do the wine tasting here, because I learned this. Tanya and I went to a chocolate tasting thing, and I never had anybody break it down to me before until we did this. Well, it was a gift, right? Someone gave us a gift.
Yes.
So yeah, somebody gave us a gift. We're hard to buy for, apparently. I think I'm pretty easy, but they got us this gift to go to a place called it's called Taste.
I think it was called Taste. It was,
Yeah. Anyway,
it was a chocolatier who actually made all different kinds of chocolates.
some very eccentric
And they're
multi-millionaires invested
quality.
in this.
Yeah, very high quality chocolate.
And
It was amazing. It was
And-
very interesting.
anyway, it's actually in Provo, so we'll always put up there. But this place has been winning awards like around the world with their chocolate bars. And you guys, these are the chocolate bars. They're like, I don't know, $8 to $20 a bar. They're very good though. And you
And
get to see
they're
them.
small, like the bars are
Yeah.
like this. They're not like a regular,
And-
like this is a huge bar in comparison. Like that's a huge bar. But even this is a $12 bar right here. So it's real. This is real chocolate. And then also, before he gets carried away, let me just talk also, we have really good bakery here. So this is some sourdough bread that we've toasted up to kind of taste with some cheeses and different things.
Honey.
And in the honey. And then also I did make a bunch of different chocolate chip cookies. These are going to my grandkids later on today, but
If I
yeah,
don't eat them first.
we better save a few. But anyway, that's kind of what we
You
have.
better put those away right now. I could see his eyes. He's like a kid in a candy store.
I don't
Oh,
get you like
my
this, all
Lord.
day, but today we're going
Today
to.
we're getting a little bit of
So-
fun.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
I'm going
start.
to share with you guys with the pairings that we have right now. We are using our very last bottle of this vintage of our Donna Walker. This is the 2019. This is our last bottle that we have. So then we'll go on to the newer vintages.
It wasn't like we only had a few bottles either. We've gone through cases of that.
Yeah.
That is our last.
This is actually, I have
that
to say,
vintage.
this is probably my favorite cab that we offer, and we have several different ones, but this is one of my very favorites. And then we're also pairing it with our Sauvignon Blanc, our More Than Muse, which is right now where we're shipping this pretty heavily. Right now is one of the whites.
It's almost gone.
I think this one's lower in inventory,
Okay.
but anyway, this is what we've been shipping the last couple of months as a white, as well as the rosé. And then we just got some More Than Muse Chardonnay that we're starting to ship as well. But those are the different wines that we have going on. So we have them poured here, and we've been aerating our red, and then we have our white. And I do believe in using different glasses. You can see my white glass and then the red glass. I do. I know it's not, I don't know if it's really necessary, but I think it is because I'm kind of a wine snob. So I think it does create the taste difference. So there are 3 glasses that I believe you should have at all times when you're drinking wine. And that is a white glass, a red glass, and then a champagne flute or a cup, the little champagne cups. So those are the things that I recommend. And the champagne cups, it depends on if you like a sweeter champagne, then use the coupe. If you like it more drier taste, then have the flute. But okay, now I'm going to let Roy go to town tasting. So let him sip in.
I'm gonna start with the whites and then I'll go to the red. So palate wise, the sourdough bread and the honey is what I really want to start with, and I'll go to the dark chocolate. So in a food tasting, like when I break down a charcuterie board, I again talking about details, I'll start with the lighter stuff and go to the heavier stuff as I go with the lighter wine to the heavier stuff. And I'll do the lighter to heavier on the component of the charcuterie board with the same wine, and then I'll go to a darker wine. The contrast, the experience is the different contrast of taste that you get from the same foods just by altering the wine. That's the fun of it, right? But if you want to really experience it without messing up your palate and confusing it, you want to go lighter to heavier as a general rule. And then obviously in between, you can drink some coffee, sorbet, like a lime, lemon, a citrus sorbet. I'm not talking like a hard raspberry or a blueberry, like a citrus light sorbet will help cleanse your palate. And if you're doing a big charcuterie spread with a bunch of people, it's really a good idea to say, hey, palate cleanse, and hand out some sorbet, and then let them start again. And it's that simple. And you don't need to give them a lot. They just need, enough to coat their thing, like a good spoonful. And so you can have fun with that. But I'm gonna start with the cheese curd. Just a simple cheese curd. And I'm pretty sure this is like a white cheddar.
I believe it is a white cheddar. Yeah.
And I know if you guys have ever seen we do our show where we did the dark chocolate dipped cheeses. Okay, yeah. I could eat those all day, every day, but there's something with that. And I'm going to do a contrast of that without dipping it here in another taste with the red.
Because it's smelling the wine too. It smells so fresh, almost like spring in a glass to me. I don't know. It just smells so divine. Florally, it's a little bit of sweetness. You smell like a frozen grape almost. It's what it smells like. So
the thing with the cheese curd is it's squeaky cheese, right? And it kind of coats all over. So I can taste the cheese now. Now, before I have another piece, I'm going to drink my wine. And this is the beginning. I've cleaned my palate before. I was starving before too. So law of depreciating returns means I'm really hungry. I'm really tasting everything. My stomach's not happy. So it's taking in everything. My senses are alive because I'm starving. So
good wine.
What I just did there brought up all the taste of the cheese again. So like I ate it, and like you eat and it kind of goes past. It's still there. That's all I've had in my mouth with that cheese. Then I drink that wine, and now I can taste the cheese like I just put a big piece in there again, even though I did not. It just pops up there. Now I can eat it and go on there. But I'm going to move on to the bread. Yeah, and this is super crusty, super crusty.
That's good.
I'm just going to pour some. I'm a big honey guy.
He really is.
So I'm going to have way more than you probably should. If that's a thing.
It smells divine too. Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Honey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is really good honey. Oh, wow.
So I got that taste in my mouth, and now I'm going to drink the wine over it.
Wow.
And this is a slow tasting, but I wanted to break this down for you guys because I watch people as they taste. And hold on a second, I don't want to lose this moment.
I have to say that tastes really. It makes it doesn't taste as sweet. Like it almost tastes like more like an apple to me almost.
It's funny because I almost get a Granny Smith taste.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And it's the honey.
Yeah. The honey.
The
makes-
bread was a delivery device for the honey.
Yeah.
But the sourdough crust is fun, but that honey with that wine, it does.
It tastes more like, it makes it taste like.
If I
more
close
like
my
an
eyes
apple.
and imagine I just ate a Granny Smith apple, it tastes about the same.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Now, when you're eating fast, you're like blending the foods. If you slow down just a little bit, the experience becomes louder, right? In your mouth and in your senses becomes louder. And man, the smell of the wine and the smell of the honey. And that's that. Now I'm going to do one more thing with these jellies we have, and then I'm going to move and then I'm going to move to the reds with the chocolate. I already know that white wine is going to taste okay with the chocolate, but nothing like what I like with the red. So I'm not even going to drink the white with the chocolate, because to me, that's not going to be perfection. And I know what perfection is. I'm going to have that. But these jellies on the bread. I'm going to grab another piece of this. This is so crusty and good.
And Rory loves jelly, but his grandfather had a farm. And so he grew up also when he was young, working the farm in the summers. So he has he loves jam. He has stories of watching his mother and his aunts and his grandmother like making the jam and jellies in the kitchens. And so he has
by the way, the smell when they're making the preserves or the jellies are different. I'm not going to break it down, but they're different.
Yeah.
My great grandma was the jelly, like amazing jellies. But the smell when they're doing that, and they got the pressure cookers going, the aroma in it smelled like a candy store when you walk in. You'd walk in and it's like, because they'd have the apricots going,
Mhm.
they'd have grape, there's always grapes, and then apple jellies and whatever else. My grandpa had several apple trees, different varieties of apples. And I'll put this out there just in his legacy. He invented one of the most amazing juicers. And put a lot of time. That was like one of his biggest hobbies, is how to get the most out of that apple. And he would make incredible ciders. Let's see, apple cider, and then I guess the apple juice. And oh my gosh, I miss that, Grandpa. Okay, so I got the apricot. I got a fig as well. But I already know that this Sauv Blanc and this apricot were kind of like married, like they're meant to be together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink some wine first because I'm thirsty.
And the reason I brought up that story too is because Bill was sharing some of his history and talking about all that. You guys, food is really it is our history. And so I love that. I love to hear about that. And yeah, so Bill, I really appreciated your story earlier. You like it with the sourdough too, huh?
Well, the bread's just a delivery mechanism. No, on the history thing. Okay. I'm gonna move the chocolate. We live through our food.
What did you taste though with the?
I did the apricot.
Yeah, what did you taste with the wine?
Oh my gosh. Okay,
You
so
didn't share your.
I know, because you got me on the history thing.
I got the history of it but I loved Bill's story and I really enjoyed that. So
When you think about it, and I'm gonna say this because we're packing up our storage unit, and we're getting rid of all of our storage units, and you have pictures and family albums and stuff. But I don't think anything really brings you back to the memories of the people that we love and care for that are no longer with us in this existence, that are in our hearts and our soul, than eating the foods we had with them. There's something about it.
Yeah.
So like every time I drink some apple juice, I remember all the times with my grandpa, like it just flashes back to me. And the same thing when we're doing all this, and I'm sure it's the same with you guys on those pasties, because it's like it ties generations of passing it on down. And I don't think we understand, like, food, it feeds more than just our belly, right? It feeds our senses, it feeds our
soul.
memory. Yes, it is soul. That's why they call it soul food, right?
Yeah, it really feeds our soul, you guys.
So,
And that's why I felt the soul when Bill was talking.
yeah, we were like looking at each other like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love that, Bill.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into this chocolate thing, and I'm gonna start with the chocolate chip cookie just because it's lighter with the red. Okay, first of all, by the way, the apricot.
Be careful, those are from Malik and Ava, so don't have too many.
They won't know. So they don't even know.
Malik's on, I think.
Oh,
So
all right. So I'm coating my mouth with the actual food first today.
tiny bit. Are you going to the red with this?
Oh yeah, I already know what white's fine. Red's the key, right? Why? I'm not even gonna slow down.
I'll try the white.
So I got the chocolate chip and I got the cookie. And to me, a chocolate chip cookie is just a vessel to deliver chocolate, right? To me, that's what it is. Okay, hold on.
Makes it taste more florally to me. The white wine tastes more florally, I think, with that.
For new people, I like when you're tasting wine, you want to chew it. It aerates it inside your mouth and moves it around. So you chew it like you would a food.
Yeah.
Wine is a food, right? So the thing about the cookie itself, so I don't want you to do this, cab, but I actually got a taste of oak.
I haven't tried the cab yet.
I got a taste of oak from the cab that I didn't get before, but the cookie brings it out.
I love this cab so much. Oh yeah, definitely has way more of an oaky taste for sure.
It pops because of that cookie. Okay, I'm gonna set this down. Okay, so everybody, chocolate sea salt, chocolate with sea salt, and we have this one, and they threw some almonds in for decoration. But the chocolate and sea salt that's like such a perfect combination.
I'm gonna show you guys. So here's what we're gonna be tasting next.
And I'm gonna break off a small piece. Just a little taste.
Don't worry, Brielle, I'm bringing you some.
Oh, I gotta show you how to taste this. So here's chocolate tasting. So chocolate, dark chocolate especially. You want up here?
Yeah, so they can see it.
So dark chocolate especially. Milk chocolate melts pretty quick. Milk chocolate's not, to me, is really chocolate. It's just a candy. Okay, there's not a lot of cacao in it, and we really want the cacao. So it's I don't know what you want to call it, diluted chocolate. I'm not the biggest milk chocolate fan. So dark chocolate's where it's at for me. And I'm going to take, and the thing about dark chocolate is if you have something that's like a 90% dark chocolate, really high up there, where it's not very sweet, it's almost bitter. That with wine is just, it's superb, right? It just is.
Very dark. That's delicious.
So this one's this is a dark one. And what I'm doing is I'm rubbing it with my finger to bring up some heat. And chocolate will melt it'll melt easy. Real chocolate will. It doesn't have waxes to hold it together.
Yeah.
For the heat. So I'm warming this up with my thumb and my finger.
I think this one's like 90%.
Yeah, this is dark.
The other one is like 80, I think.
So I'm warming it up, and that opens it up, and then I'm going to place it on my tongue, and I want my whole mouth to get a coat of I'm going to taste the chocolate all together, and this is worth the time. This way when we learn how to properly taste chocolate, I already like chocolate, but when I slowed it down and and it made sense to me, just like wine. Chocolate carries flavonoids in it, just like the wine does from the grapes and the minerals.
Yeah, okay. I'm ahead of him, but that is wow. It really brings out the berry, like almost like that late berry taste to the wine. Absolutely is delicious. Let me see what notes he gets from it. But again, this is one of my very favorite. I'm a Cab Sav drinker. That's like one of my very favorites. And this with the chocolate. Oh, wow. Wait till you taste it. See what you think. I'm trying to just have little sips, guys, because we have a full day of work. So.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, so here's what I get.
I definitely recommend that.
So first of all, this dark chocolate, the sea salt really contrasts good. The wine, so what I just did right there, I would not describe as sweet. The chocolate, it's very dark, so it's like a 90%.
I believe that's 90%, that one. Yeah, it's very, very high. And
then with the wine, you taste the berries.
Yeah.
But it's not like jammy or super sweet. It's like it's almost like you're just tasting the essence of that fruit.
Yeah, it's like it's very light.
But I got like blackberries.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of plum.
Plum is what I got.
And then I've got it's like I'd almost say a blueberry.
Really?
I like a little hint of it. And it might just be the tartness like of the blackberry, but the same like a flavonoids. And it's different than just the wine by itself. That chocolate transformed that wine.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm gonna try the other one with this pumpkin seed.
Yeah, you guys, there's no wrong answer too, because whatever you're tasting is just what your palate has developed. And as you drink wine, your palate develops, right? So you're gonna taste something different than maybe we do, or maybe somebody else. And it's okay. There's no wrong answer when it comes to wine.
I'm also gonna bring up, our brains only know what they know, right? They don't know what they don't know. So like if you have somebody that says like, man, I taste the earth, or I taste, oh my gosh.
I wanted to get some of the pumpkin seed and the strawberry. I really wanted to try the strawberry with this.
But your brains can only, it only knows what it knows, right? So you're not gonna, if you don't know what leather tastes like, you're not gonna taste leather in wine.
Right.
Though that's one of my favorite flavors in wine. If there's like a wine and it's got a leathery finish, usually it's on the end notes. I'm like, oh, that is good, because I actually enjoy that flavor. But again, you have to know what leather tastes like to taste that.
And this is, I believe, 80% cacao,
Yeah, it smells
and it has the dried strawberries and the pumpkin seeds. So that's what we're tasting on this one. So the pumpkin seed is delicious with the chocolate.
You know, who would have known?
I would have.
First time of pumpkin seeds and chocolate for me.
Well,
Cool.
that's completely different with this one. Completely different. Oh, wow. That strawberry changes it completely with that. By the way, pumpkin seeds and chocolate are delicious. If you've never had it, I used to bake them when my kids would carve pumpkins, and then I would do all kinds of things with the seeds.
Wow.
It changed it completely to me.
So emphasis on the pumpkin seed.
Yeah.
With the wine.
Yeah.
The wine to me made the pumpkin seed taste like I had a whole handful of them, even though I just had like one or two pieces.
It tastes more like mossy to me, almost like more earthy.
Yeah, okay, back to the earthy tone. I definitely get that. But that strawberry,
Mhm.
the wine, okay, so these are dried strawberries. The wine kind of constituted that strawberry. That was an amazing flavor. Yeah.
Very, very, very good.
You'll see me in the
guys.
corner with the wine and the chocolate. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Well, thanks. So but right before, so we're at the very end of our hour here. So I just want to add a couple of other notes, you guys. But you guys, this is delicious. I get really excited to see what
Oh,
whoever is like Lori and Bill today. I get really excited to see who comes on, what they're tasting, what they're pairing, what they're experiencing, and sharing their stories. And we've talked a lot about
Can I interlude?
go ahead.
Guys, chocolate. And I went with the dark chocolate with the sea salt and a cheese. And this is going to be the same as if we dipped it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as pretty, but this right here with that red wine, I know is going to be amazing. Go on, carry on. I'm
Well,
good.
no, I was just wanted to share you guys like from us to you guys, we have completely downsized our life, right? Lori was alluding to that. We sold our home, we sold all of our possessions. We've just donated everything. But the few things that we have that we are keeping is our recipes. I have a recipe box from my grandmother and my mother, and then his grandmother. And so we've kept those, and those are special things. And so you guys, food just brings back those memories. It's like they're sitting here with us. And so I just really encourage you guys to try some of your family favorites, enjoy some of our wine with it, pair it, write a page, share the link with me so I can share it with others. And we can get you guys, more and more into the wine. So anyway, you guys, a couple of things I just want you guys to write down.